Hello, I'm Rob with Crutchfield's Pro and Commercial Design teams, and today what we're going to talk about is how to set up a system and balance a dynamic audio source like a microphone with a program audio source, in this case a smartphone, running into a system that is essentially our gym bundle, one of our gym bundle designed systems. So to start, we need to know where all of the points in the system where we can adjust output volume or level exist. On the smartphone, pretty obvious, we turn the volume, and for pre-mixed program audio like this, we know that it's going to give us a consistent maximum output. So we're going to go ahead and put that all the way up to start. Now, microphones are a little bit different. In this particular case, we're using the headset microphone, which could be used for presentations or a gym type system. Inside the transmitter of this, there's a tiny little gain adjustment. And what we want to do is start with that at about 3/4 of the maximum value, maybe a click past that 3/4 mark, to allow us to have a little bit more headroom if we need to come up, but also have a lot of room to trim down. We want to start with a nice strong signal, but not something that's already maxed out. Now that transmitter is transmitting over to the receiver that's sitting in the rack with the rest of our system, and that's plugged directly into input 1 on our mixer, microphone input 1 on our mixer. So that's another spot where we can adjust that microphone's level. Also going into the mixer is our program audio source, which is currently stereo 1 in our mixer. So I'm starting with these all the way down to start because we need to build up from 0. The other place that we can adjust level is at the mixer's output. I'm going to start with that all the way down as well. And that is going to be the blend of whatever sources we adjust through the input. You'll also notice we've got EQ, treble, and bass equalization to round out that sound once we're done. Those are going to stay at 12 o'clock because that is 0 for equalization. We can either add or subtract, so they're going to start at that 12 o'clock. So leave those at noon while everything else is all the way back down at 0. Another spot where we will be controlling level output is actually on the amplifier itself. And we're going to start with these level controls at 3/4 of max, or 1 click past 3/4 of max, with the same idea of having some room to go up if we need to, but also a lot of room to trim down if we need to. So once the amplifier level is set, we can work our way backwards through the system. We can set our master volume at about 3/4 of max coming out of our mixer. And then we're going to don the headset microphone here with the input gain in that transmitter already set for us. And we're going to talk into the system. Now, the amplifier is not currently connected to the speakers, and that's okay. The speakers and the amplifier are going to be properly matched based on our designs. So you don't need to worry about where those levels are coming out. If the level is clean coming out of the amp, it's going to be a perfect match for the speakers that we've put in your design for you. So what we're really concerned about is these level indicators on the front of the amplifier. We're going to mix with our eyes a little bit here. And what we want to do is, as we talk with the master output up and our level controls on our amplifier up, we're going to slowly bring microphone 1 up as well while we're talking. And you'll notice immediately we get some green indicator lights on the front of the amplifier. That's indicating signal pass into the amp and through to the speakers. Now, if I increase that volume a little too much, you'll see we'll start to get some red indicators. That's clip, and anything above that clip light, it'll start to go into what's called thermal protect mode, and that's going to shut the system down. And that's not what we want. So what we want to do is adjust the microphone level to the level that we're going to be talking into the mic, whoever's going to be using this microphone regularly. If it's at a gym and you're going to have somebody yelling into it to keep people motivated, or whether it's a public speaker who may be talking very quietly and keeping a much more reserved tone, we need to know what that is so that we can set our maximum gain here so that we get the indicator lights hitting right about the middle, but never really hitting into that red clip area. That's just for the mic here. Now, once we have the microphone set, setting the program audio level works exactly the same way, but it's a lot easier. This program level is going to be fairly consistent because it's pre-mixed audio. It's music. It's already been mastered and limited to a certain amount of dynamic range. So we're going to bring that stereo up without me talking into the mic, and you'll see the signal. And about where that starts to clip, right about there, and roll it back just a touch. So that way when you get a high energy song, you've got a little bit of room for those heavy bass hits, but you've also got a nice clean volume going all the way through the system. No clipping coming out of the amplifier means that we're protecting the woofer and the tweeter in our speakers and providing longevity of the system so that we're not wearing those speakers out. So again, quick overview. We've got the gain at the transmitter in this case. We've got the level control at the mixer. We've got the volume control on our source device, also having a level at the mixer. We've got the master output at the mixer, and we've got the level controls of the amplifier. And what's really nice about this way of building a system up from the ground up to blend these two and match these two volumes is once we have a nice ratio that we like for the balance of our microphone and our program audio source, we can then adjust both of those up and down together by using the master output on the mixer. Once these input levels are set, they're going to go up and down together as we adjust the master up and down. So if we find that we need that same mix but just quieter, you can always bring it down. If you need a little bit more oomph, you can bring it up as well, but keep your eyes on that clip light on your amplifier when you do. That'll help to ensure that you're not causing any damage to your system. And if you have any questions regarding anything that I discussed today or any questions about pro or commercial audio, don't hesitate to give us a call over here at Crutchfield. Thanks a lot.